going to be your next keyword. Hopefully you put some money in your pocket. $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie. Hey, Ron, what's going on?
Hey, Alan, how's it going? This just happened. I work on East 26th, and I pop on the South Marginal to head home over to East 55th to get on the freeway. So there's a construction vehicle in front of me going real slow. Now, the South Marginal is one direction, one lane in each direction with a double yellow line. So I pop over and I floor it. And, of course, there's a Cleveland traffic cop coming straight towards me.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
Instead of slowing down and getting back behind the truck, I speed up. And, of course, he flips his lights on.
Mm-hmm.
So I motioned to him that I'm going to pull into a parking lot. And I pull out my driver's license. He comes up and I said, "I'm sorry, officer. I pulled in the parking lot so we wouldn't have to be in traffic. And, I'm sorry." And he's like, "What were you doing? That's multiple infractions." And I said, "I was just trying to get home after work." And he goes, "And, you could have got in an accident and killed somebody, too." I said, "Yeah, I know. That's the worst. I'm really, really sorry." And he hands me back my driver's license. He goes, "All right, just don't do it again."
Oh, you son
So
of a
maybe I broke
bitch.
the curse of getting tickets.
Yeah, right. Man. I was doing 39 and a 25,
Yeah.
and she wrote me up.
Yeah, well, maybe it was a nice day and he didn't feel like writing all that up.
If it was pouring rain, I could see that.
And you're
Nice
on a
day
marginal road. If you were on a real road, bet he would have written you a ticket.
If you're on a
Since
primary road, it would
yeah,
have
it's
been a
just
whole
a
different
marginal
situation.
road.
Yeah,
so-
boy, he was going to make a left on a tertiary, and it would have gotten a real hairy situation. Okay, well, good. I'm happy for you, man.
So, I had that privilege, too.
Yeah, right. Okay, thank you, man.
I love you. I
Oh,
love you.
That's the sound of the police.
Ah, boy. There you go. Okay, there's Ron out in the great town of Willoughby, Ohio. They have a gazebo out there?
They do have a gazebo out there. That's the legendary gazebo.
I haven't been to Willoughby in a minute. I'd like to get back out there.
Yeah, I did a show there a couple weeks ago and visited the gazebo. And
did you lay flowers at the bottom step or anything like that? Did
No,
you
nothing
bow your
like
head
that.
and
Just
say a
took-
soft
just
prayer?
took a quick picture and
You
reminded
ever take
everybody.
anybody out there to recreate that fateful evening?
I have not. And I'm always looking to do that, but it's new locations, always trying
Wait,
to.
they moved? Oh, you want to be doing it in new locations.
Yeah, I don't want to just be a gazebo guy,
Mhm.
Gotta have a vast array of locations where you're willing to pop a lady.
Finger bang. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to typecast yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because then, what if there is no gazebo?
Paint yourself into a corner or anything. Yeah.
You got a pavilion? We'll make it work.
You might get my B game at a pavilion.
I'll tell you
A
what,
game, you're going to have to show me a gazebo.
I was at a corn maze on Sunday, and that's a place, like, if it wasn't crawling with children, like, if you were there for, like, the nighttime wine corn maze, I could see that getting a little, you get lost in the Reba McEntire corn maze.
Yeah, we did that at Mapleside Farms a couple years ago. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that. And then they also had a liberal maze. Because you're not allowed to go right. So it's just like a bunch of PVC pipe. You can only make left turns.
I feel you. It's like NASCAR. I'll tell you what, my son is trying to get me into Formula One racing.
Is it working?
I think he might be doing it. Yeah, we were watching some on Sunday afternoon before the KISS show, and I don't know anything about anything. I know, like, Lewis Hamilton is the only guy that I know. But he was like rattling all kinds of stuff off. So my son is,
Does he watch that series on Netflix and stuff?
I don't know about that, but
we
we caught the very end of, apparently this dude won like his 15th thing. It was in Austin, Texas. And I think they just did one of these in Chicago, and it was kind of a flop there, I think. But I know F1 is like getting to be a real big deal. And
We'll wait for you and your son to bond.
Well, yeah. I just had, because he would be kind of getting me hip to what's going on there. But yeah, it's having its moment right now, at least in the States. But Verstappen is the guy who won. I guess these Red Bull cars, or whatever the Red Bull team is, I guess they have a really, really good record. Max Verstappen, who is Belgian Dutch. And yeah, so we were watching, we caught the tail end of the race, and it was interesting. I don't know that I have time to follow Formula One racing, but it piqued my interest for a brief period of time.
Yeah, I know nothing about it.
Cavaliers start the season tomorrow night. The NBA season begins in earnest tonight.
Now that I know about.
I think the Lakers play tonight. You know, who plays tonight? Lakers and Spurs?
Yeah, that would make sense considering. Let me pull up NBA.com.
Cavaliers
HTTP.
will start tomorrow night. They'll be in Brooklyn to play the Nets.
Lakers and the Nuggets, and then Suns and Warriors.
Gotcha. Nuggets are the reigning champs, yeah?
Yeah.
The defending champions, Carmelo Anthony, and the Denver Nuggets.
And then Phoenix has a super team now because they got Bradley Beal.
And Barkley.
And not Barkley. And
Steve Nash.
Kevin Durant. Nope. And Devin Booker.
Who? Is he related to Steve Nash?
No.
Oh. You know, Steve Nash is the guy from that Nelly Furtado song. Hey, listen, so Cavs, Friday night, I think we are going to be doing the show live from inside the empty Romo Fijo. And so that'll be on Friday. But the Cavs will start up against the Oklahoma City Thunder on Friday night at the Romo Fijo. And, of course, you'll hear all of it here on MMS. We have a lot of Bureau Chiefs in the fine city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And if you're a Bucks fan there, you're very happy because Giannis Antetokounmpo has re-signed a max deal. I keep thinking this guy's only been in the league. I keep thinking he's like a young dude. He's been in the league for 10 years now.
Yeah, he's been around for a
Think
bit.
of how cool his autograph looks.
How cool, because he has such a long name?
Yeah. And it writes
Giannis
it in
Antetokounmpo.
It's got all
cursive.
sorts of crazy
It looks
letters in it, like a lot of ups and downs.
It looks like a lifeline, or like a, when they, like when your heart monitor is on a.
The EKG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know what the word was.
Yeah.
But it looks like the lines inside one of those little screens, and it shows your heartbeat. Or your heart
Yeah,
rate.
that's if you do it. That's if you give it some peaks and valleys. There's a lot of people, you got a name like that, you just do like one big front letter and then a
Then the
swoosh.
squiggle. Yeah, that's, I don't even have that many letters, and I do it that way. You get a big S, and then a Q, and then blah.
Because you got to make it look
and then
cool.
Blah.
Although I think it would be funny if his signature was like broad bubble letters. You know, like when you first learn to sign your name in the like first grade. I think it'd be cool if Giannis Antetokounmpo's signature was just like big, round, loopy letters. Anyway, he has signed a 3-year max deal that will pay him $186 million. He averages about 30 points a game. That comes out to about $62 million a year. In Milwaukee, you are beyond living like a king. You could buy half the city of Milwaukee for $62 million a year.
Wow.
So if you're a Bucks fan, maybe you're one living here. Milwaukee is a city that's kind of had its come up. It's a lot nicer than it was when I was growing up.
Did they invent the walkie-talkie?
The Milwaukee talkie, is that where you're going?
That is
with
where
that?
he's going.
All right. Well, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I got to tell you, it's right up there with Snaxophone.
Or I'm saying,
From
or
the people who brought you the Milwaukee talkie.
It's the Snaxophone.
you know how they have like phone companies that are just where you're from,
like regional cell carriers.
They have like Cincinnati Bell, and I think there's one here in Cleveland, but I forget what it's called. But if that's not a phone company out in Milwaukee talkie.
Milwaukee talkie.
Listen, I gave them free advertising.
At the very least, it should be the name of a local talk radio show. All right, everybody, it's Phil Pierce. Welcome to another edition of Milwaukee Talkie, where we hear from everyday Milwaukeeans about the problems that are. Let me give you this money here. It's $1,000. Courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. Listen closely. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Two big stories, actually. And this is actually a nerd alert, so I'll preface it with not everybody may care, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Also in Milwaukee, a guy who owns a comic book shop was going through a deceased family member's belongings and found a rare copy of Amazing Fantasy number 15. Now, if you are a comic book nerd, you know exactly what that is. It is one of the most valuable, in mint condition, it's one of the most valuable comics out there, but it's still rare. So even in the condition this guy said it's in, he's still hoping that he might get around $40,000 for it. It is the first appearance of Spider-Man. It was called Amazing Fantasy number 15, before he had his own title, before Spider-Man became the comic book icon and character that it is today. It was 1962, written by Stan Lee, gives you the whole Peter Parker Spider-Man backstory, and a guy who owns a comic book shop there in Milwaukee found a copy of it among a dead relative's possessions. So somebody who had been sitting on this thing. Now, I don't know that there's a mint condition copy because it is so old, but I know that a near mint condition copy sold for about $4 million about a year ago in Texas. The one that this guy's got is a little worn, a couple of tears. He sent it to Certified Guarantee Company, CGC.
Is that the company you sent yours to?
It is the very same in Tampa, Florida, who lost all of my high-value comics with no recourse whatsoever. He sent them down, and they rated the comic. They gave it a 3. That was their grade. You go for
10?
0.5 to 10 is your traditional grading range. And so he said 0.5 being very bad condition, 10 being, like mint condition.
Worst rating ever.
He said he's hoping to get between $35,000 and $40,000 for it. But it is a very, irrespective of the condition, it is a very rare comic book. So us comic book nerds, somebody says Amazing Fantasy number 15, you know exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about the first appearance of Spider-Man.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Mm-hmm. So that's going on in Milwaukee, too. You can leave messages for us. If you listen on the iHeartRadio app, there's a little talkback button there. Well, some people opt to do that. Other people prefer to leave voicemail. The after-hours line is 216-986-8903 to call.
Hey, Alan, Caleb, can't listen to the podcast on Friday. You guys are talking about live PD and cops. There's a great little nugget from live PD was in Streetsboro for a couple episodes. They pulled this guy over for speeding and get him to admit now on live TV that he is basically just filled his pants with mud because he had hot snakes and bubble gut. I'm just trying to get home to the toilet. Also, could you hit the post on Rock and Roll McDonald's by Wesley Willis? Love you, bye.
Nice pun. He goes, there's a little nugget about a guy who pooped his pants there on live PD. There's not much of a ramp on Rock and Roll McDonald's from Wesley. That 100.7 WMMS, brother, water for Wesley Willis. Rock and Roll McDonald's.
McDonald's is a place to rock.
It's not much on the front of it.
It is a restaurant where
I haven't heard this in a minute. It's a good song.
It is a good place to listen to the music. People flock here to get down to the rock music.
Oh, yeah.
Rock and Roll McDonald's. Rock and Roll McDonald's.
It's like a songbird.
Rock and Roll McDonald's. Rock over London. Rock on Chicago. Wheaties. Breakfast of Champions.
Yep. Rock on London, Rock on Chicago. Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions. That's how you end the song, Rock and Roll McDonald's. Wesley Willis, dead 20 years this past August, for people who are familiar with Wesley Willis. He kind of had, he had his moment back in the day. He was just a schizophrenic homeless guy who would sit there with a Casio keyboard in downtown Chicago, and a couple of struggling musicians walked up, and the guy basically knows 3 chords, and all of his songs kind of sound like the same, but they started recording.
Put face makeup on him and some explosions behind him, and he's Kiss.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yup. He could be Fat Kiss.
Fat Kiss.
But he's been dead for 20 years now.
French Kiss.
But, his songs, they were all, they were homemade compositions. He had a song called The Chicken Cow. And he had a song called Retard Bus. Back when that word wasn't as problematic as it very clearly is now. He had a song called Suck a Caribou's Ass. Again, this guy was a schizophrenic, and so his songs were really all over the place. But for people who are fans of just kind of weird outsider music, they really, really did love Wesley Willis. And it was a big blow to kind of the local indie music community when he died. And I don't remember how he died, but there were all kinds of memorials to him. What's the one that I like? Oh, Cut the Mullet. That's my favorite song from Wesley Willis. Pretty good.
Get the rat's nest off your head. Get that crazy ass mullet off your skull. Take your ass to the barber shop. Tell the barber that you're sick of looking like an asshole.
Yeah. Wesley Willis died of leukemia when he was 40, so he would have been 60 were he still alive. But thank you, Caleb. That's a deep dive there. I appreciate that. I went looking for the live PD clip he was talking about, and I couldn't find it, but I'll tell you what I did find. Did you see the body cam of the girl who crashed into a tree because she was drunk and then fights the cop?
No. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, this is like a young blonde girl. The video is just called Entitled Girl Refuses Arrest. If you want to punch this up, I'll show it to you.
There?
This is already 20 minutes into the cop talking to her, and he's got the body cam on. And she's kind of trying to pretend like she wasn't drunk, but they get past that charade. And he's like, you crashed your car into a tree and I smell booze all over you. And it just kind of goes from there.
I need you to do the best that you can to help paint the picture clearly for me so I don't misunderstand something or get confused or anything like that. Okay?
Sure.
And then she gets on
Just
the
ignore
chair.
them. Just ignore them.
Well-
The officers over there.
No, I'm...
Are they here?
Okay.
She's pretending she's on her phone, I assume.
Okay. Okay.
Hang up the phone right now.
No, no,
Hang
don't.
up the phone.
No.
All right.
Do that.
I have enough to place you under arrest for driving under the influence. Go ahead and
Are
turn
you
around.
kidding?
Yes,
No.
I do.
No, you don't.
Starts
Are you
backing away from him.
Resist.
Don't
Hang up the
touch
phone.
me.
Do not.
No,
I will
don't
throw you on the
touch me.
floor.
Don't touch. Are you
Get on the
kidding? Ow!
Get on the floor.
Ow!
Get on the floor. Get on the floor.
Ow!
Get on the
Ow!
I'm also annoyed that he keeps calling the ground the floor.
The floor, I know.
That's one of those things.
Oh, I was gritting my teeth over that one. Get on the floor. She's like, ow! Don't touch me. That's not fair. Classic.
Right now.
Touch me. Don't
Get on the floor.
touch me.
Okay.
Ow.
You were
Ma'am, if I could arrest you without touching you, I absolutely would.
obstructing the investigation.
Are you kidding? Don't touch me.
Say what?
I love that she has all her bags and purses still on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoulder bag.
Please don't touch me.
Ow!
Told you you're under arrest.
Are you kidding me? Don't touch me. Ow!
What?
Put
You're cute and
hands
white.
behind your back.
No, don't
Put your hands behind your back. You are under arrest.
Are you
I've already got you on the floor, ma'am.
Yeah.
kidding me? Don't touch. Ow! Don't touch me. Ow! Ow! Don't touch me. Ow! What the?
Oh, boy. It's just, yeah. So they get her up.
Why is she
and
wearing pajamas?
No need to fight.
Why?
that was another question they had earlier. What are these clothes you're wearing, you know? So, yeah. You gals.
She's like, my bag, it can't touch the floor.
Get my bag off the floor.
That's bad luck. Money's not supposed to touch the ground.
Yeah. I'm going to take a break here. If you want to send me a text, 35192 is where I'll see it. You can watch live at alancoxshow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. A bit of advice